Concerned about the critical state of the planet caused by climate change, association members of the Supreme Master Ching Hai International Association in Mexico organized the SOS Save the Planet Conference in Jalapa, the capital city of the state of Veracruz, also known as the Athens of Veracruz. On March 6th, over 1,000 concerned jalapeños, government officials, and dignitaries attended the conference to join in the discussion of the latest issues and key solutions to mitigate the planet's climate crisis. Supreme Master Ching Hai graciously accepted the invitation as guest of honor to share her insights during the forum via video conference.
Prominent guest speakers were the Honorable Fidel Herrera Beltran, Governor of Veracruz State, and His Honor David Velasco Chedraui, Mayor of Jalapa. Also present were Mariana Munguia de Velasco, President of Jalapa's Municipal Family Integral Development, or DIF, Mr. Ranulfo Marquez Hernandez, Civil Protection Secretary of the state, Mr. Victor Alvarado Martinez, Coordinator of the program Tu Decides, or You Decide, with the state's DIF, Mr. Elfego Riveros Hernandez, Communication and Journalism Director of Radio Teocelo, Mr. Oscar Pedro Reyes Castellan, journalist and president of El Centinela newspaper, and no mention one of the most famous singer-songwriters in Mongolia.
European Parliament Vice President Mr. Macmillan Scott, Senator Harrison Alvarez from the Philippines, and legislator Tien Cho Jin from Formosa or Taiwan also lent their support by sending their greeting messages to Supreme Master Ching Hai and the conference's participants. The SOS Save the Planet was broadcast live by the local station, Oliva Radio, on 95.5 FM.
We now invite you to join us for the rebroadcast of the video conference with Supreme Master Ching Hai, SOS Save the Planet, held on March 6, 2009 in Jalapa, Mexico.
Master, it will be a tremendous honor for us if you can give the closing comments for the SOS Save the Planet conference.
Oh yes, I think I have spoken everything, but in case you are not aware, can I make a big report about the effects of climate change in Mexico, since it concerns all of your citizens? Can I do that?
Sure, Master, sure, please.
This is a quick running report. That is, you can find it on internet and elsewhere. This is mostly concerning Mexico alone. Disappearing glacier. The glacier on the Iztaccíhuatl volcano in central Mexico lost 30 meters in 6 years. And the temperature of the glaciers is close to freezing, but it's not freezing. So the temperature does not preserve the glacier. So the glacier on the Iztaccíhuatl, Pico de Orizaba volcanoes, the glacier there are expected to disappear in the next 10 or something years. You can look upon that from the National Autonomous University of Mexico. There's another one, eroding beaches. Hurricanes and rising seas are eroding beaches in at least 5 Mexican states, including Quintana Roo, Yucatan Peninsula, yes, home to Cancun and other famous tourist areas, and Tamaulipas, Veracruz, and Tabasco on the Gulf of Mexico, you see, Sinaloa on the Pacific, and some location of coastal resort in Mazatlan. These beaches are eroding. Hurricane Wilma took much of the sand of Cancun's beaches. the government had spent $21 million to restore the beach. But much of these efforts were undone by the non-stop erosion. Not that we could even repair the damage. The eroding beaches threaten the tourism industry, which employs 2 million people and is Mexico's third greatest source of foreign exchange. A report of the sea level rise found that 46.2% of Mexico Gulf Coast is at risk of rising sea levels. Coastal lakes, marshlands, and agricultural areas most at risk across central and southern portions of the Mexican Gulf of Mexico. And in Mexico, we experience more frequent and stronger hurricanes in the Gulf of Mexico and Caribbean Sea. Power hurricanes have increased significantly in the past few decades. The U.S. National Center for Atmospheric Research have identified warming sea surface temperatures as the main cause and correlated the warmer seas with global warming. Warmer water leads to more water evaporation, giving the storms more fuel to create stronger storms, which destroy some counties. Hurricane Stan from October 4, 2005, visits 7 Mexican states, leading to loss of homes, deaths, and some entire communities being wiped out completely. Over 100,000 people were sent to shelters. Fatalities were estimated at 1,620, making Stan the 29th deadliest Atlantic hurricane. August and September 2007, intensive 240 rainstorms come to northern state with rainfall 19% above historical average. In June and July 2008, the country was struck with 184 storms with rainfall exceeded the average by more than 50%. Hurricane Dean, August 21, 2007, made landfall on the Yucatan Peninsula as a Category 5 with gusts of 200 miles per hour. It completely destroyed the town of Mahahual. The government's preparations and ample warnings by forecasters is credited with saving life, although its aftermath did bring fatalities. The storm brought rain all the way to the country's Pacific coast, including up to 200 millimeters in Jalisco and Nayarit. In September 2008, Tropical Depression Lowell landed in the states of Michoacan, Sonora, and Sinaloa, with almost 27,000 people affected by flooding who were rendered homeless. Tropical Storm Marco landed in Veracruz during the first week of October 2008, caused flooding in the city with high winds and heavy rains in Veracruz and surrounding regions. Veracruz officials opened 200 shelters to accommodate the homeless people. Some 400,000 people were affected. That's almost 500,000 people, with 800 towns flooded by water level up to 3 meters. Hurricane Norbert hit the Mexican peninsula in October 2008 with winds of 165 kilometers per hour. Hundreds of people were evacuated from their homes due to flooding. Now, droughts and desertification. Mexico experienced the worst drought in living memories during 1999, with 5 northwestern Mexican states having been declared disaster area. Drinking supplies dangerously low, and the area was turned into a fire-prone area in danger of fire. Mexico National Institute of Ecology states that between 50 to 70% of the nation is afflicted by some degree of drought. The Lema Chapala Santiago River Basin is one of the most significant water areas of Mexico, has lost 61% of its water drainage and 99.7% of the reservoirs. Usable water volume increased 142%, indicating the population centers, including Mexico City, have been drawing too much water. The environmentalists are very concerned for the biodiversity of the region, which has historically been home to 7,000 species of plants, 170 species of mammals, and 525 bird species, and 300 aquatic species. Rain-fed corn, maize, is the most important food crop for Mexicans and has been vulnerable to drought. In 2003, over 200,000 farmers were affected by climate change, most of which was drought-related. Of course, that's due to climate change. 47% of Mexico has some degree of desertification, with 70% of the nation vulnerable. Between 700,000 to 900,000 Mexicans are estimated to leave their homes each year in search for better opportunities elsewhere, maybe in the United States even. Puebla State has been increased forest fires over the past few years. Rainfall decreased by 200 liters per square meter. Increase in average annual temperatures to 17.5 degrees Celsius. The winter temperature are now also above normal. Rapid deforestation between 1980 and 2002 on the Puebla Mountain, La Malinche, has decreased forest area by 5,355 square kilometers and is believed to have resulted in lower rainfall of up to 100 millimeters. By July 2007, the deforestation in Puebla led to landslide, burying and killing 32 passengers in a bus. Harbingers of global warming. We have dengue fever, which has historically been found at elevation below 1,000 meters in Mexico, has now spread up to 1,700 meters. 40% of Mexico's coral reef are experiencing bleachings of both the eastern and western coasts. Intensity of wildfires. Mexico has the worst fire season in recorded history in 1998, affecting 505,857 hectares during a drought, bringing smoke across the border into Texas, where it triggered a statewide health alert. Now we even have extreme cold weather. Between October 2008 and February 2009, over 36 people in Mexico died due to extreme cold weather, with 22 of them having suffered from carbon monoxide poisoning from burning firewood and charcoal to warm themselves. The average temperatures in the north of Mexico during this cold spell were minus 5 degrees Celsius for 4 months. The Gulf of Mexico dead zone is created primarily by runoff from U.S. agriculture. So it's not completely the fault of Mexicans. See, the Gulf of Mexico dead zone expected to increase. Oceanography Professor Stephen DeMarco of Texas A&M University, USA, stated that the increased river runoff from recent flooding in the United States is likely to cause the Gulf of Mexico's 7,900 square mile dead zone to become even larger. It's already almost 8,000 square mile dead zone, and now it's going to increase larger. Dead zones are ocean areas that no longer contain enough oxygen to support marine life. River runoff laden with nitrates or farm fertilizers are a main cause of these oxygen-deprived areas. With this year's Gulf of Mexico zone expected to extend beyond 10,000 square miles. There are surely more terrible situations in Mexico that are not checked due to our carelessness in taking care of the environment and the global warming resulting thereof. I finished my report, but the damage is not finished here. Please do something for your country at least. Thank you so much for your patience and for sharing the concern with me for Mexico. God bless you. God bless and protect Mexico.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Master. A few persons have a question.
Sure. Sí, sí. Muy bien.
Your Spanish is wonderful. What a wonderful surprise.
I learned espresso.
Hello. My name is Nitzin Tanairi Villegas Morales. Bueno, actualmente las personas han perdido mucha esperanza en proyectos como este, en proyectos como los que tiene la gran maestra. Pregunto yo, ¿cómo recuperar esa confianza? ¿Cómo volver a creer si muchas veces nos han mentido, desgraciadamente? Es algo maravilloso que ella esté haciendo esto, sin embargo, ¿cómo creer, cómo atraer a las personas y sobre todo, cómo prometernos a nosotros mismos que sí se va a cumplir y que va a ser algo que nos va a llevar prácticamente a la salvación del planeta?
¡Qué lindos! Muchas lindas.
Oh, thanks.
Muchas lindas. Understand? Yes. Very good question. Very good question.
Thanks.
Buenas preguntas, ¿sí?
Sí.
Muy inteligente.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Thanks.
De nada. Sometimes people want to do good things, but they are not strong enough themselves, or they don't have enough strong support to realize what they promised. So now it's the best we don't wait for anybody to fulfill their promises, but we promise to ourselves quietly to save the planet. You do have hope. We still have hope, high hope to save the planet. We still have several more years to save the planet. But we are counting down the days. So if you don't expect people to fulfill their promise, you fulfill your promise. Yes, you just be vegetarian. And then you ask anybody who you know to be vegetarian with you. That's the most simple solution and the most effective to save the planet, according to scientific research, according to medical research, and according to all the religious advice.
Vegetarianism in religion.
The Baha'i Faith. Regarding the eating of animal flesh and abstinence therefrom, know thou of a certainty that, in the beginning of creation, God determined the food of every living being, and to eat contrary to that determination is not approved. Selections from the Baha'i writings of some aspects of health and healing.
Buddhism. All meats eaten by living beings are of their own relatives. Lankavatara Sutra.
Cao Dai. the most important thing is to stop killing, because animals also have souls and understand like humans. If we kill and eat them, then we owe them a blood debt. Teachings of the Saints.
Christianity. Meats for the belly, and the belly for meats, but God shall destroy both it and them. Holy Bible.
And while the flesh was yet between their teeth, ere it was chewed, the wrath of the Lord was kindled against the people, and the Lord smote the people with a very great plague. Holy Bible.
Confucianism. All men have a mind which cannot bear to see the sufferings of others. The superior man, having seen the animals alive, cannot bear to see them die. Having heard their dying cries, he cannot bear to eat their flesh. Mencius. Essenes.
I am come to end the sacrifices and feasts of blood, and if ye cease not offering and eating of flesh and blood, the wrath of God shall not cease from you. Gospel of the Holy 12.
Hinduism. Since you cannot bring killed animals back to life, you are responsible for killing them. Therefore you are going to hell. There is no way for your deliverance. Adilila.
He who desires to augment his own flesh by eating the flesh of other creatures lives in misery in whatever species he may take his birth. Mahabharata anew.
Islam. Allah will not give mercy to anyone except those who give mercy to other creatures. Hadith.
Do not allow your stomachs to become graveyards of animals. Hadith.
Jainism. A true monk should not accept such food and drink as has been especially prepared for him involving the slaughter of living beings. Sutra Kritanga.
Judaism. And whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, that eateth any manner of blood, I will even set my face against that soul that eateth blood, and will cut him off from among his people. Holy Bible. Blood meaning flesh.
Sikhism. Those mortals who consume marijuana, flesh and wine, no matter what pilgrimages, fasts and rituals they follow, they will all go to hell. Guru Granth Sahib.
Taoism. Do not go into the mountain to catch birds and nets, nor to the water to poison fishes and minnows. Do not butcher the ox that plows your field. Tract of the Quiet Way.
Tibetan Buddhism. The offering to the deities of meat obtained by killing animate beings is like offering a mother the flesh of her own child, and this is a grievous failure. The supreme path of discipleship.
Zoroastrianism. Those plants I, Ahura Mazda, or God, rain down upon the earth to bring food to the faithful and fodder to the beneficent cow. Avesta.
Everybody knows that vegetarian diet is good for health and to save the planet. They will be awakening their own great, compassionate, loving self-nature, and then their level of consciousness will rise up automatically, and they will understand more than they ever did, and they'll be closer to heaven than what they are right now.
Si yo soy vegetariana, si conozco a personas vegetarianas, pero conozco a personas que no lo son o que no han adquirido esta vida, porque es realmente una vida, ¿cómo atraerlas a ella y cómo decirles que sí va a ser verdad? Porque muchas veces decimos, no, ¿para qué hago eso si no va a servir? Y perdemos la esperanza. ¿Cómo atraerlas?
Wow, very intelligent kid.
Thanks.
La muchacha es muy inteligente.
Very good Spanish, Master.
Gracias, muchacha. On the Supreme Master Television.com, we have a lot of information, scientific evidence and research information. You can copy them, and then you give it to the people. We just do our best. We have to give the information to them with evidence from scientific research. Then they will believe. And also from religious also, if you like.
Gracias.
Gracias también.
So very much.
Thank you, Master. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being vegetarian, kid. Bravo. Bonita.
Master, we have a question for one little boy.
Yes.
Hi, Master. He's my son, and he wants to ask you something.
Hi. Oh, bienvenido.
¿Para qué sirve esta conferencia?
For everybody to realize how dangerous our situation is, and to inform people the best, the fastest, and the most effective solution to save our lives and all other lives on this planet. So please go home and tell everybody what you heard from this conference. And if they become your friends, if they love you, they love their children, they will become vegan, just to save the planet. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Master.
Buenas preguntas.
We have the last question, Master.
Good. Bueno.
Hello, my name is Jennifer, and I really appreciate your presence here, and I'm very happy to know persons like you who are who take care about environment and people and animals, because it's a lot of things that people don't care about, especially, and I'm sad to say that, but especially in Mexico, where we don't have a conscience for animals. But well, my question is that I am totally in favor of vegetarian diet.
Thank you.
And I am trying to be one myself.
Thank you.
And I just have a question. If we become vegetarian, we need more food, more veg to eat. How would we deal with the problem of genetically modified food? How to avoid the use of pesticides if we need more food, vegetables to eat? How can we deal with that? Thank you, Master.
As I have mentioned before, if we don't have animal raising, the food that we produce right now could feed 2 billion more people. The food that we use for animal raising could feed extra 2 billion people. Right now, we have almost 1 billion people hungry. So if we don't keep raising animals, we even have enough food already, extra food. Not to talk about not enough food. And genetically modified food is not very good for health. We don't need that. If we don't raise animal, we have enough food, extra, for everybody, even to feed freely to the hungry people, free of charge, and still have 1 billion portion left over. And organic farming yields plentiful food and at the same time absorb 40% of CO2. Yes. So organic farming is good for everything, and good for us, and good for the farmers to have new jobs, good for our health, yes, good for the planet. No need to worry about not having enough food. The reason we are short of food, yes, because we feed to the animals instead of humans. And we deplete the soil so that we cannot even plant better vegetables. The more we use chemical and pesticide, the worse the soil become. That is the problem. And the more we use, the more our health will be at risk. And the more the rivers and ocean will be depleted of oxygen, the more dead zones will be created. And the less food we have, and the shorter our lifespan. So the more we use organic, natural farming method, the more food we have, the healthier we become, and the healthier the soil will become, and from then on, the soil will recover, and then we will have more and more abundance of food. Yes? Thank you. You can do research on that, on internet, on the SupremeMasterTV.com. We have a lot of evidence about that, and more explanation than I can give you in just 2 minutes. Please log on to SupremeMasterTV.com for more detailed information that you need to know. Thank you for being concerned.
Thank you, Master. And we want to thank you, our audience, for such an interesting and intelligent questions. Thank you for your wisdom and unconditional love as you work to elevate the nobility of all humankind. Your selfless example inspires all of us to be better human beings and strive harder to help our fellow brothers and sisters, human and animal alike.
Everybody can be veg, okay? Please, very simple, easy.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for coming.
We want to thank Supreme Masters for being here with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all for spending your time with us to learn more about what every one of us can do to protect and preserve our planet and our life. Be veg to save the planet, our only home. Like Supreme Master Ching Hai has said, it's the most effective and the result is immediate if we just be veg. We can do it.
Yes, we can.
Everyone, let's commit ourselves to doing our part to save the planet. Let's all say it together. Be veg, go green, save the planet. Be veg, go green, save the planet. Thank you, Master. Thank you all. Thank you all for your support.
Sí, es posible.
It's possible, yes, Master, of course.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Master, for your love.
Adios.
Adios, Master. Thank you for Spanish. We want to thank everyone, our guest speaker. You're so wonderful. Gracias por estar aquí. Agradecemos a todos nuestros amables invitados, nuestros gentiles y honorables invitados y a toda nuestra audiencia. Muchísimas gracias. Salvemos el planeta. Empecemos hoy. Gracias.
Los quiero mucho.
Yo no tenía cuenta de que el reducir también la reducción de carne, ser más vegetariano, que veo que trata mucho esta conferencia, impactara tanto en el medio ambiente. Yo creo que sería importante que empezáramos nosotros como gobiernos a recibir más este tipo de información, porque esto es novedoso para nosotros. Ahorita que estábamos platicando con otros servidores públicos, pues también no entendíamos bien por qué el ser vegetariano contribuía tanto al medio ambiente. Yo creo que hay que empezar por eso, por tener una mayor información, que haya una mayor difusión de este tipo de programas, entender más realmente dónde está el beneficio, el ser más vegetariano o no. Le mandamos un saludo muy afectuoso de parte del gobierno municipal de Jalapa. Estamos muy contentos que nos hayan considerado en esta importantísima videoconferencia a la capital del estado. Para nosotros estamos de veras muy contentos, muy honrados que se nos haya considerado. Y bueno, ahora que en esta charla, en esta plática, pues creo que todos nos hemos enriquecido mucho de sus conocimientos y seguiremos pues muy atentos a toda la información que nos siga ella proporcionando. Con mucho gusto.
Entre mejor informados creo que estemos, vamos a poder mejor transmitir esta información a toda la gente que nos lo solicita, porque hay mucha gente altruista que está muy interesada en ser difusores para los niños, que a su vez serán los que transmitan en sus hogares, y sobre todo pues como madre de familia, como esposa, como ciudadana, creo que entre más información tengamos, vamos a enfrentar mejor esta situación. Bueno, yo creo que tenemos que hacer conciencia de que la modernidad no tiene que estar peleado, ¿no?, con el cuidado para nuestro planeta. Muchas veces el sentirse a gusto con las cosas modernas, no nos hacen pensar y visualizar que un momentito de placer o de comodidad o de disfrutar un producto o una situación está acabando con mucho tiempo de supervivencia. Entonces, sobre todo, que si no hacemos pues un stop, nos vamos a arrepentir, y eso es lo que no queremos.
Lo que estamos haciendo, por ejemplo, con la contaminación de gases, sí influye, pero aparte de eso estamos deforestando para poder meter cada día más animales. Entonces esto es causa-efecto. Estamos echando a perder la tierra, deforestándola, y aparte de eso le estamos dando mayores gases. O sea que lo que nos está quitando un poco o nos está equilibrando, lo estamos quitando. Y eso realmente a la larga nos debe traer consecuencias graves. Y yo siento que tenemos que reflexionar. O cambiamos o nos acabamos. No hay de otra.
Tengo una niña de 4 años, pero casi no come carne. Y cuando le doy carne de puerco no le gusta. Y yo no la obligo a que lo coma, o sea, pues no. Y sí veo que tiene tendencia más a lo vegetariano, a las semillas, al frijol, al arroz, a las lentejas. Sí sería algo viable, algo mejor para evitar el calentamiento global. Sí, o sea, sí nos gustaría ser vegetarianos y ya estamos en ese proceso.
Yo creo que tomarle cariño a las cosas, porque así como un familiar merece cariño, un animal también lo merece. Entonces creo que al igual que una persona tiene derecho a vivir, un animal también lo tiene.
Hay muchísimas conferencias de ecología, o se dice mucho, pero realmente es poca la gente que toma realmente manos en el asunto, que hace algo, ¿no? Y creo que la propuesta, si bien suena un poco para mí al principio no muy común decir volverse vegetariano, hay en el fondo toda una serie de estudios que realmente corroboran que el cambio a esta dieta realmente tiene unos efectos muy beneficiosos, no tan solo por la salud, que eso es un extra. Creo que una solución bastante efectiva tiene que ver, yo creo, con la dieta, como lo ha dicho la maestra. Y creo que algo positivo sería efectivamente, por ejemplo, no sé, soya para suplir, no sé, la carne, ¿no? Hay una serie enorme de posibilidades que se pueden hacer. Y algo que a mí me llamó mucho la atención y que me pareció muy interesante es que poco salen las noticias, sobre todo las islas que están inundadas. El video que vimos, la verdad es increíble cuánta gente se ha reubicado en otras zonas. Eso me pareció, la verdad, así como que algo que no tenía idea, ¿no? Y abro periódicos, internet, y no me había enterado de algo tan importante como es. Tengo una tendencia hacia el vegetarianismo y mucho empezó, la verdad, por salud, pero realmente ahora que veo esto, pues siento que creo que voy a ser más vegetariano. No, sí, pues muchísimas gracias por darnos esta oportunidad realmente de escuchar sus palabras, y no solo esta actitud tan positiva que se nota claramente, bueno, en querer salvar a nuestra tierra, nuestro planeta, sino también muy agradecido por compartir con nosotros pues, su experiencia espiritual también, y todo el mensaje que ya con eso conlleva. Sé vegetariano, sé ecológico, salva al planeta, ¿verdad?
Realmente no sabía que la carne era la que contaminaba el 80% de nuestro ambiente. Pues ahora es mejor ser vegetariano, ¿no? Yo dejaría el consumo de carne por salvar nuestro planeta, y entonces empezar desde un inicio a ser vegetariano.
Que estamos a tiempo, como ella dice, de poder salvar tanto pues nuestra vida como la de otros seres que habitan en ella, como son nuestros amigos los animales, como ella dice, y es cierto, ¿no? Yo tengo una hija vegetariana y hoy es cuando la comprendo más.
Sé vegetariano, sé ecológico, salva el planeta.
Mira, lo principal que a mí me gustó y que me dejó sobre lo de ser vegetariano, o sea, ese tema a mí me impactó mucho, porque la verdad sí estoy acostumbrado a comer así cosas, carne, o sea, pero ya dije que de ahora en adelante me voy a hacer vegetariano.
¡Soy vegetariano!
We are facing a planetary emergency right now, so it's an honor for me to be a part of this event in Mexico, Jalapa. I truly believe that if the message, be veg, go green, save the planet, reaches out to humanity and the world at large, then we can save the planet, we can make a big difference, and we can live in peace, harmony, and unity. So I'm really honored. Thank you very much. Thank you, Supreme Master Ching Hai, and thank you all the Supreme Master Ching Hai International Association members in Mexico for organizing this event. Be veg, go green, save the planet.
Hola, maestra Ching Hai. Mucho gusto. Soy María Marta Rodríguez Pereira, originaria de Jalapa, Veracruz, México. Les agradezco a usted y a todos sus colaboradores el gran empeño que ponen para difundir la cultura vegetariana. La ciudad de Jalapa, Veracruz, se caracteriza por tener muchos maestros vegetarianos que nos han inculcado el amor hacia la naturaleza. Mil gracias por todos los esfuerzos que realizan. Yo creo que esta actividad es de no cansarse nunca, maestra, que Dios la ilumine, que las potencien a todos ustedes. Dios los bendiga, maestra, y muchas gracias a usted y a todos. Jalapa, Veracruz los recibe con los brazos abiertos.
Me pareció excelente, pues como bióloga venía a ver cuestiones de alternativas para evitar el calentamiento global, pero fue una grata sorpresa encontrarme con que lo que se propone es precisamente que comamos cuestiones vegetarianas, ¿no? Que nos vayamos más, porque en casa pues somos netamente vegetarianos. Yo desde niña soy vegetariana, o yo no soporto la carne desde que era niña, ¿no? Y acá llegamos y empecé a decir, yo soy de aquí. Les inyectamos a los animales, los manipulamos, los maltratamos, los matamos, los crecemos en 3 meses, y todo eso a la larga o a la corta tiene repercusiones en nosotros, ¿no? A las niñas les cambia el pelo, les cambia la voz, a los niños les empiezan a crecer senos, porque todas las cuestiones químicas, agroquímicas que les metemos a lo que consumimos, sobre todo a la carne, a final de cuentas se nos revierten en nuestro cuerpo, ¿no? Nos asimilamos en nuestro cuerpo. Yo siento que muy acuerdo con con la problemática que es, pero sobre todo muy valiente. Por lo que decía ella también a la niña que preguntó, no es una pregunta muy valiente, es una propuesta muy valiente. No nos estamos dando cuenta que efectivamente con el estar consumiendo productos animales que criamos de una forma desmedida o que ensuciamos el medio ambiente con sus crianzas y todo esto, estamos desintegrándonos nosotros nos salimos, desintegrándonos me refiero a salirnos de la integración con el planeta, ¿no? Y además, si todo el mundo se extinguiera, todos los demás animales podrán sobrevivir sin nosotros, pero nosotros no, sin ellos, y mucho menos sin las plantas, ¿no?
This concludes our presentation of Video Conference with Supreme Master Ching Hai, SOS Save the Planet, on Words of Wisdom. And now, please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television for a journey through aesthetic realms, coming up next, right after Noteworthy News. With heaven's blessings, may all beings on our beautiful planet coexist in peace, love, and happiness.